Cheers to you, my fellow great Nigerian. Today I want to say, arise, O compatriot. Now is the best time for us to arise out of our slumber, out of our sleep, because we are a sleeping giant. Nigeria is a sleeping giant. Now, when I say arise, O compatriot, Nigeria's call will be. I'd like to read out something from Theodore Roosevelt. He said, "A mere life of ease is not in the end a very satisfactory life. And above all, it is a life that is ultimately unfit for those who follow it for the serious work in the world. As it is with the individual, so it is with the nation. It is based on truth to say that happy is the nation that has no history. Thrice happy is the nation that has a glorious history. Far better it is to dare mighty things, to win glorious triumph, even though checkered by failure, than to take rank with those poor spirits who neither enjoy much nor suffer much, because they live in the great twilight that knows no victory nor defeat." Today, when I talk about arise, O compatriot, what I'm looking at is the fact that we have to build Nigeria. We have a responsibility to our nation. Now, for those of you that are jakparing, this conversation is not for you. You can jakpa and go to wherever you go so that you can go and become an effective slave wherever you're going to. But for those of us who want to envisage a great future for Nigeria, let us arise. Arise out of our slumber. Yes, we are going through hell, yes. But there's a light at the end of the tunnel. Because leadership growth is not achieved in one day. You know, there's a creator I saw here on TikTok. He said, don't ever let anybody belittle you because you lack wisdom. Because wisdom takes time. Wisdom is a product of knowledge. Knowledge is a product of experience. And experience takes time. That's the truth in life. Experience takes time to build. Now, there are two steps to this. One is to have the experience. The next one is to be able to look back at this experience to learn the lessons involved in it. So one can have an experience, and if one lacks the capacity to go back to this experience to learn the lessons involved, that person will not glean out, that person will not get the essence of that experience. So we've had experience, or we have experience. At least one that we all understand is that we have bad leadership. And when I talk about leadership, I'm not talking about the political class, because the political class are the last on the rung of the ladder of leadership. True and great leadership starts with the individual. That means everybody is a leader, irrespective of where you are, you're a leader. We all know we suffer bad leadership. So it is our responsibility to begin to build Nigeria. Most times you have a conversation with people, and when you try to talk about it, I say, I beg, forget Nigeria. Nigeria story to Nigeria matter too much. Now, a lot of us now have this impression that nothing good can come out of Nigeria. But that's a negative mental attitude, which in itself is destructive to our nation, because when you foresee doom for yourself, then it robs you of that desire for you to make effort to build something out of nothing. Because the truth in life is that man's responsibility is to build something out of nothing. Man's responsibility is to make a way where there seems to be no way. Don't forget, we're created in the image of the Creator, in the image of God. God makes a way where there seems to be no way. Mark the word seems. That's also how man can make a way. Irrespective of the past, he can make a way in the future. He can make a headway. Like in America, it said that where you are going is greater than where you're coming from. That's because The vision you know, the goal you have is more important than your past. In fact, your past can actually act as a stimulant or a stimulus or an inspiration for you to achieve a greater future. So we're going through stress, yes. We're going through a lot of things. Bad economy, bad leadership, bad everything, bad roads, bad security, yes. We're going through these things. But that is because a greater percentage of us have not taken on the responsibility of building Nigeria. Because the moment we take up that responsibility, then we'll begin to correct ourselves. We'll begin to rectify our minds. We'll begin to look at things from a positive perspective, and we'll begin to do things aright. Some people are going to say, if you go to the West, if you go to America, if you go to Europe, things are organized, they are ordered because the system is nice. Even our Nigerians who live here and go to Europe, in some cases, they have to behave aright. Because they know if you don't behave right, the system will catch up with you there. But one thing I want to let us understand is that it is the people in that system that made the system aright. God never comes down from heaven to do anything for anybody. There's a saying that God works with you, but not for you. God cannot work for you. Otherwise, God will come down from heaven and restore Nigeria, and make Nigeria the greener pasture of the earth. But that's not how God works, because God works according to rules and regulations. There are laws that have been put in place, and God works according to those laws. So it is our responsibility to tread the right path, to look at things from a positive perspective, to want to build our nation, not jackbaring to another place. When we make the effort, then we will start doing things aright. If everybody in the system, or if a greater percentage of people in the system are doing what is right, the system will right itself. It's a very simple truth. There's no rocket science to it. The system will right itself. But where everybody is doing what is wrong, how will the system be right? Now, sometimes we may want to say, if you can't beat them, join them. That's a lousy philosophy of life. That shows that you are weak. If you join them, you are weak. And if you are weak, it will be preferable for us that you jump out of Nigeria, so that those who are strong can do something for us. It's just like there are parents who are smokers, and they have kids. Some of the kids end up being smokers, and some of the kids swear never to touch cigarette. So it is the same experience, but different results in different people. So if you choose to do bullshit because you see bullshit around you, then it is because your mind is full of evil. It is not because of what you see out there. Because even if you did not see that one out there, you would have invented it in your mind and you would have executed it. So the point I want to let us know is that we have a responsibility to arise out of our slumber, out of our sleep. Nigeria is a sleeping giant, and we need to arise out of that sleep. We need to build our nation, because the day Nigeria sits, the world will become a better place, starting with Africa. Africa will become a much more better place, and the world will become a better place, because we have all it takes. We have the raw determination, the sheer strength. That's why a lot of us who are out of Nigeria, they excel in so many fields where they are. We have that determination. So let us arise out of our sleep and build a great nation. By understanding our responsibility to Nigeria, we have a responsibility. And let us walk that path of greatness. I believe in us. I believe in Nigeria. I believe Nigeria can be a great nation, or Nigeria can be a greater nation. And I need you to believe in Nigeria. Thank you for listening. Cheers to you, my fellow great Nigerian. Today I want to say, arise, O compatriot. Now is the best time for us to arise out of our slumber, out of our sleep, because we are a sleeping giant. Nigeria is a sleeping giant. Now, when I say arise, O compatriots, Nigeria's call will be. I'd like to read out something from Theodore Roosevelt. He said, "A mere life of ease is not in the end a very satisfactory life.